Hi, my name is Emma Van Dongen, and I'm here with Joybomb.
Yeah!
Or something.
And this is Off the Record. Okay, so the first thing that we're doing is a challenge. You guys are going to find a record that has a lot of sentimental value to you, and you have 2 minutes to go find it.
Oh, God.
Are you ready? Siri, set a timer for 2 minutes. Go.
Okay.
Okay, so the people who successfully did the challenge get a Wii bowling spin, and the people who didn't successfully do the challenge get publicly booed by all other members. All right, so Xander, you're first.
Alright.
Boo.
Oh, man.
Bad. Boo.
Oh, man. Oh!
All right, well, show us what you got there, Xander.
Alright, I got the... Y'all aren't even gonna believe this. Got the best Sinclair records. As a member of the Sinclair family, this record label is very important to me. Passed down from my great-grandfather to his son, and hopefully one day I'll be taking over the family business.
Love that, man. What's on the record, Xander?
Oh, dude. The Brooks 4, that one of my favorites. Alan Dale and Group. They're pretty slept on. Not a lot of people know about them.
And Group really defined his sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
We don't
Egyptians.
give Ann's Group enough credit.
Y'all don't know Chuck from Charles about the Egyptians. That's all I'm gonna say.
3, 2, 1. Woo!
Almost threw
All
my
right.
back out.
Lukey, your turn.
I got the best record known to existence, Crossfade's classic album. This album is especially significant to me because it has, their hit on it. Has all the greatest hit. Cold. It's the best song. Looking back at me, I see that I never really got it right. Powerful stuff, man.
Actively, we sing along to Crossfade.
Me and Grant have talked about on multiple occasions if this song ever comes up in karaoke that we have to, and that
Cold by Crossfade.
I mean, really enough said, honestly. Enough fucking cold. Crossfade.
3, 2, 1.
I have sandals on, dude.
Boom. All right, your turn.
All right. Well, I kind of took the assignment seriously. Not to knock the Sinclair family business or Crossfade.
The legacy.
I found Bad Religion's Recipe for Hate, and I'm not super familiar with this one other than one song that I liked when I was when I really got into punk rock, and it's called American Jesus. And I don't know, that one spoke to me because of how deeply intertwined, like, culturally, our political institutions and our like cultural fixation on certain religious movements are, and how that like reinforces a lot of our social baggage and how that's dangerous, right? The separation of church and state and all that stuff. So American Jesus off of Recipe for Hate by Bad Religion. It's a good one. It means a lot to my heart.
Boom. 3, 2, 1.
Boom!
That one looked good.
I like to avoid it every time I do that.
Okay.
We have to start doing that on stage.
Connor, it's your
Yo,
turn.
what's up, we're Joybomb!
I chose Chumbawamba's Tub Thumper. And it's got tub thumping, first track. It's insane. It's I mean, look at this little fella.
Classic.
I'm all about the little
What a-
fella.
No,
And it's
what
a
a
classic
classic.
tale about living in excess and alcoholism, which I know all too well, unfortunately.
Is that dead ass what it's about?
Yeah. He takes a whiskey drink. He drinks a lager drink. Takes a vodka drink.
He drinks
It's
a
a
cider
cider drink.
He sings songs that remind him of the good times.
Nice.
And songs that remind him of the better times. Yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good,
Well, it went out for
good
Danny
record.
I'm
Plus,
also aware of this.
I never realized this, but on the record itself, it's got a guy blowing fire out of his face.
That's fucking awesome!
I know. I never knew that
Tub thumper.
because I've never had the CD
I don't know
before.
about this.
But
I know.
that is a tough karaoke track. If you were gonna do a karaoke track, you will be breathless.
Sounds
Will
like
not
you guys
be
have
able
to
to-
pull up to karaoke.
I've done it. I've done it before.
I know.
And it hurts.
You've hosted karaoke.
Yeah, a lot. And I've done this a lot. And every time I'm like, never again. But it keeps bringing me right back. Straight back to tub thumping.
Alright.
That's all I knew.
3, 2, 1.
I didn't even know that's what we were doing.
You didn't have to spin.
Yeah, Connor didn't have to.
I'm spinning, dude. I don't fucking care.
Alright. Okay, so I pulled off, this is gonna sound really pretentious, but Blood on the Tracks by Bob Dylan.
Ooh.
I recently discovered this album like last year or two, and it's the one that I listen to every time I read / do read poetry / write in my journal.
Nice.
So I listen to this a lot, and yeah,
Is it lyrically musing, or is it
Yeah,
like
there's this,
just nice lo-fi vibes to provide like
That's a great record.
Bit of
dreaming?
both.
Let's see what's on here again. I always forget.
there's a song called Idiot Wind.
Idiot Wind is
I
good.
really like that one.
Shelter from the Storm.
That's what I call them, Connie farts.
Idiot Wind. That's you speaking right now.
Silly.
Tangle Lip and Blue.
I love Tangled.
Yeah, dude.
Alright, now you guys have to spin. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
That was clean. I'm getting good.
That one felt pretty good.
Nice.
Uh,
Now you guys have been up to a lot recently. I mean, the last time that I interviewed you guys, were just about to do Riverbeat. So now you've done Riverbeat, you've released a new single, you've gone on tour, and you opened for Third Eye Blind. That's a lot.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah?
I'm so tired all the time.
Yeah.
I bet. I mean, I can barely get out of bed every morning, so
Yeah, same.
at a reasonable hour.
And I don't.
I'm loopy.
I wait until the afternoon half the time. It's
Yeah,
great.
you gotta balance it out somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a marathon, not a race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a sprint.
So
And-
how was opening up for Third Eye Blind?
Really cool.
Super cool.
It was
They
nuts.
Yeah, I don't think
awesome.
we've ever been treated that well ever before.
What'd they
Ever.
do?
Yeah, it was
It
nice.
Well, just like the whole staffing, like we had catering and Third Eye Blind guys didn't really weren't even. I think they were just kind of doing their own thing too. So we kind of had catering to ourselves when we went, and we had a really nice dressing room and it had a bathroom in it. That was cool.
It's nice having tech.
They gave
and
us alcohol.
folks can
Oh yeah, people were like taking our gear for us.
yeah.
I was like,
That was
stop.
so weird. Yeah.
Stop.
And they're like coming over and like grabbing the stuff. I'm like, oh, all right. And I remember we walked over and me and Xander personally at the end of the show we walked out and said thank you to all the stagehands. It's just like oh my god, it's like without y'all, honestly, this would be like a mess.
This
It's
would
like
be-
really appreciate y'all moving stuff
We
and,
would be
and being
even
like
sweatier.
hyped to do it.
Yeah, they were asking to, and I
Give me.
really appreciate
Yeah, it was
all
cool.
sounded.
If you don't give me that, I'm gonna scream.
Did you meet the band?
Yeah. Well, we met
briefly.
like a couple of members.
I met the drummer.
Yeah, I met the drummer, definitely. And
Nice.
I think, Grant, you talked to Singer Man.
I did.
Yeah.
Steven.
I talked to Steven Jenkins a little bit.
That's cool.
He's a nice guy.
Does he talk like he sings?
Yes. It's really, really cool. I was like, wait, no way.
Nice.
No way. It's like, wait, are you singing right now? Are you just
They asked us
talking?
how we felt about the show because they said, "And you guys sounded good." And I was like, "Thanks." And he was like, "How'd it feel?" And I was just kind of buzzing. and I was like, because we just came off, and I was like, oh man, we're live in the garden.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, that's cool. Or something like that. He was like, all right.
Rock on, I guess.
Go get him, Tiger.
So you also have a new single that just came out, I Paparazzi.
Yeah.
You want to tell us what that's about?
Yeah. I Paparazzi is about self-surveillance and always being on our phones, and the need to document, and this kind of like voyeurism that is constantly watching other people do stuff and do things well and present them in a really like catered or like choreographed way. That, you know, so none of us are new to social media, and in fact, like, there's a whole generation of like young adults that have spent their whole lives on it, more or less. But like, I don't know, it's something that I think is like universally relatable at this point, because we spend so many hours a day either doom scrolling, or like even if you're actively trying to get work done and like networking or whatever on the socials, like there's an element of it's taxing to do it, and like, you know, it can be brain rot, right? Or it can be like I don't know, just a constant like, you get a gold star and you get a gold star. Hey,
Universally
and,
yucky. Very yucky
yeah,
these days.
and but like essential to how we are, you know, we consider it essential to how we operate, and how you, if you want to get things done, you got to log the hours in whatever that is. But so I don't know, I'm just fascinated with like how we subject ourselves to the rat race of like, you know, that world, and but it's tongue in cheek too, because like I'm not like above it, I'm smack dab in the middle of it. So it's kind of just a I don't know, a self-analysis, I suppose.
No, I don't like to look at it as doom scrolling. I like to look at it as hope scrolling. You know, I scroll to see something that gives me inspiration or makes me really upset at myself, and then, you know, I use that for inspiration. So it's hope for me, man.
Yeah.
No such thing as doom scrolling.
Yeah, the amount of times I've tried to like delete Instagram and then I realized, wait, it's my job. So
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I would completely free myself from the chains of this tyranny, but every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I gotta get those posts out, dude. So you know to come to the show. So you know to listen to the single. So
Come to the show, listen to the single. You also went on tour recently. How was that?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
us all the trials and tribulations of tour.
I was very sleepy.
You want to know the trials and tribs?
I do want to know about the trials and tribulations.
I don't.
So
I cried every day.
I cried. I met a lot
There are
of mean people.
there are ups and there are downs, and
Yeah.
you have good shows and then you have mid shows, and ultimately, I mean, you guys jump in if you want, but like playing live in a rock band, in any like rock adjacent kind of music, there, like the live show is an integral piece of what it is, right? And so like, you know, you can be a DJ or you can do other kinds of stuff, and maybe people don't want to tour. Maybe they just release music from the bedroom and like get, you know, it gets traction that way. But I wouldn't want it to go the other way. I wouldn't want to not play live. And
Yeah, there would be.
I mean, maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's like a romantic notion at this point. But I think that like the live show, especially the touring live show and rock band, is like peas and carrots. So. And there's an element of that like visceralness that if your goal is to kick ass, then it's like you have to bring it to a live audience.
You can't just kick ass. You have to kick ass.
So.
Right.
So yeah, so tour. I think it is a whole process that it's a full-time job, like to effectively route and then network to book a week or a week and a half or however long you're going. There's so many pieces that have to fit together that, you know, honestly have to happen a lot in advance, and that, you know, there's a little bit of luck and there's a little bit of consistency in like how much time you're putting into it. Because at the end of the day, you can scrap together shows. And you can get lucky if you get added to a bill that you've never been to this place before. You have no market in this place. But you know, it can kind of show if you try to throw things at the wall at the very end.
Yeah.
And so
you kind of get what you prepare for.
So we experience a little bit of that at the end, but I mean it's not new per se, but I think with tour especially, it's a constant learning curve.
So last time we interviewed, you were saying something about working on an album.
Yeah.
How's that coming along?
We did it.
You finished it?
Yeah.
Is it coming out soon?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're working with Matt Coles, right?
Fuck yeah, we are
Of
Magic
course.
Matt.
Nice.
Magic Matt.
Matt Loverboy Qualls.
What's Matt like?
He's awesome. And I love him.
Great.
I love Magic Matt. He makes music listenable.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I fucking love that guy.
He makes music good.
He does make music good. Oh God, me and Xander have had the pleasure to work on not one album with him, but two,
Wow.
and it's just been a wonderful experience. He is a phenomenal engineer. And has really good ear for music, and he makes working with him easy. He doesn't make it ever a challenge. Love Magic
It
Man.
takes care of
Yeah, he
you,
does.
which something I really appreciate.
Favorite.
He's a very
favorite guy.
relaxed guy, which I think really helps with that process. Because if you had this like really crazy person in the studio, like a Phil Spector type guy who's like, you gotta do it this way, you gotta do it this way, you gotta do it this way. Matt's like, let's just do multiple passes on some stuff, slightly different ways.
Yeah. And don't get
And
stuck.
then, yeah, don't get stuck. Don't get in the rut,
Okay.
which I really appreciate.
Yeah. For both in a creative
Yeah.
and financial advantage. Because time is money in the studio, but you never really feel the clock ticking with Matt. And he knows how to, if you get like a little hung up on an idea or you can't, you're not nailing a pass, he knows how to be like, either
He's like, well, let's
Make it
not
the easiest way
waste
to- yeah.
time on this particular thing. Let's come back to it. Let's let your brain reset, and most of the time that works.
What's different about this album in comparison to the last one?
We're on
2 members.
Right. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
you recently joined.
Yeah, more. So
Well, compared to the last full-length album, 3 members.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
Big
Since
changes.
the first full length, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I mean,
I wasn't even on that one.
there has been a,
On the last LP.
there's been a lot of action in the last 3 years,
It seems
4
like it.
years.
The COVID times.
But yeah, I'd say that a lot of these songs, so you're gonna get a different energy. You get a little bit more Chavo's energy on this new Joybomb album, and you get all the songs are really cohesive together.
And some are old.
Yeah, we brought back some older songs that honestly a lot of Joybomb fans probably have never heard before. So
Nice.
they're new to you.
Unless they're diehard
Yeah, if you're maybe
Jarheads,
OG.
Jarheads,
yeah.
Joybomb fans back in the day.
And then, rewrote some lyrics to make it applicable. I don't want to just dig up a corpse and then put a bow tie on it.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. And so no, it honestly, the energy that we're landing now is right where we need to be. So
Yeah. The songs are fun, man. I like playing them. Not that the other songs aren't fun, but it's fun playing something new. You're like, oh shit.
right.
You're like, oh.
But we don't. There are no slow songs on the record.
So long story short, I lost the footage of the off-the-record question and Grant and Connor's answers to the off-the-record question, so I still have the last 2, and enjoy those.
Alright, my hot take about music opinion is that I can't stand it when there is a type of formula or if it's written to an audience. I find writing music in any way other than personal is, I know there's no wrongs in music, but to me it's wrong.
Seems like inauthentic.
Yeah, completely. And
Robotic.
I guess, and it comes from a point I write so many songs where it's deeply personal to me. It's about struggles that I'm going through or something that I can relate to, or even the notes, just feel right. And I know that there are people out there, I know there's plenty of musicians out there who write it for an audience. They know it because the chord progression works. They know that, the certain accent notes work. They know that the key works for what they're doing, and then they know the lyrics will hit, and they know what the hook is. I can't stand that, and I know that it will last forever because it is a formula and it makes people money, and at the end of the day,
as unfortunate as it is, it's an industry.
Yeah.
And I I'll strive for the opposite of that as long as I write music.
Balancing the art form and the formula.
Yeah, you're making art. You're not making a product.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or a science
Yeah.
project.
Absolutely.
That's a good way to put it.
This ain't being sold on shows. I mean, it kind of is, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's being sold on shelves because like that's, you need financials to live, but that's not why I wrote it.
Yeah.
Right.
I wrote it because I'm fucking hurting. This is my therapy.
Right.
And I just can't imagine that people don't. I mean, I know that people don't do it like that. Not everyone writes music like that. And that to me is infuriating.
I'm not sure how hot of a take this is, but I am really not a fan of when bands play along to tracks live. Like, say they don't have a bassist or a second guitarist, so they just play along to the computer playing those parts,
Yeah.
or a recording of them playing that part. It just, and no knock to anyone who does it. There are a bunch of bands that I love who do that, but to me it sucks a lot of the humanity out of the live show.
Right.
It can, for sure.
Definitely.
That's why, like, both these albums that I just worked on with Joybomb and me and Lukey's other band, is that most of the time you just hear the two guitars and then the drums and the bass, and for most of it, because we're a 4-piece band, that's what a 4-piece band sounds like.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Being able to recreate it live is important, and like it kind of merges your point with hers that the authenticity of being able to recreate. Like it is what it is. So
Yeah.
whether it's live or on the record, here it is.
We're not lying. to
And even
anybody.
if it's not like completely 1-to-1, it's still
Right. And I mean, I love a little, but I'm more apt to playing around the studio. But of course, I don't want to see, if my favorite band sounds way different live than on the record.
Yeah, I'll
then,
be disappointed.
No, get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I feel that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we are out of time. Everyone go stream their new single, I Paparazzi, and look forward to the next one.
Thank you.
This is Joybomb. Everyone
See
say
y'all.
bye.
Bye.
Keep it cool, keep it weird, keep it off the record. Catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Bye.